Hello, bass players. I want to talk today about pentatonics and about some pentatonics, some kind of cool notes, and just kind of stuff I've generally discovered playing in my band for a few years now. And let's see. There's one riff that I use a lot. I was noticing this morning that I use this one all the time now, and it's based on kind of a sliding pentatonic thing, which I want to show you about. So the riff, I was first noticing the riff came from this original. I think this is the first time I actually came up with it. It's for a song called "Queen of Argyll." We're a Celtic band, and I was doing this. Ha. Gonna need stuff to fall down if I keep. So that, yeah, it's that little riff. This Now it sounds so like, oh, what's that? That's crazy. It's actually extremely simple, and I'm gonna break it down. But first, I'm gonna go back to pentatonics. Now you probably know a little bit about pentatonics. If you're on SBL, you probably run into them. The one that everyone knows is this one, which is, I got sunshine on a cloudy day. I knew I did that second part wrong, but that's kind of the normal way. And then, of course, there's a minor equivalent, which, you probably in your bass playing life will probably run into this song. Yeah, I did it right. There it is. But that's, the standard way to do it. But a really good thing to look into, and I discovered this actually first when I was first playing bass, and it was a song by, of all things, Christopher Cross, called Minstrel Gigolo, and the bass player was doing this. And I was like, what is that? So what it's doing, and where I want to go, is that if this is something actually guitarists use, where let's say you're playing in A, you then go from A with your first finger. It's A. It's hard to tell without the neck, without the headstock being. That's why it looks like my neck goes on forever. So A, using your baby finger, slide up to the third. So now you've got the 2, the 3, the 5, the 6, the 9, or no, the 8. That's the 9. The 3. There's that. You can just keep going, I know I probably got that bit wrong, but the main thing, there it is, and that's something to just kind of practice right there. Is just, that's something guitarists are taught to work on, because obviously they can do all kinds of crazy solos with that. But yeah, you get a lot of mileage out of that, because let's say you're in D, and same kind of pattern. D, slide up. It's like a little. It's basically, it's just like a little box right there. Even there's the 6, there's the 5 below it, and I use that. If that was taken away, I couldn't play at all. It won't be taken away. But if it was, so, but let's see. That riff comes from it. Because all that is I'm sliding like before, sliding with the baby finger. So I'm going D, E. So it's D. The first note's a slid note, like 5, and then I'm just raking over here, so like that. I think I'm using my middle finger. Yeah, I am. That's it. And it ends up being, it's actually a major 7. that little note I did there is the same one as this one here, which is also the same one when you're in the minor as that flat 5. It's such a great little note. Any places you can, you know, comes up so often. And one thing I was also thinking about how I was listening to September Song by Tom Waits, originally written by Kurt Weill. You can look that one up on YouTube. Tom does a solo, and no, it's not Tom Waits. It's Lou Reed. Lou does a solo on the guitar, and he's just going. That's all he's doing. That little note there is so great, and you can throw it into bass stuff as well. You know, so yeah, just something to bear in mind, just something to explore. Like let's say you're in your band and your guitarist is like, okay, we're going from like, you know, G, D, G. So you're like G. Alright, I went to C there, but you know, just, yeah, pentatonics always sound good. Then you can come down walking grammatically. Did a little extra 5 there. So that's pretty much it. So, cheers.